Guys, another Code Recollection has released today, January 19th. Should you buy it? What do I think? What does the public think? Do I recommend it? Let's dive into the rundown. So, I just told you, if you're watching the full episode, clip viewers, I love you. I just told you that I put out a YouTube community post poll on my YouTube channel, EmSwizzle, and I asked, are you buying another Code Recollection this Friday? 4% say yes, 12% still deciding, and 84% say no way. That 84% and that 12%, I'm here to talk to you about my first impressions in my thoughts on another Code Recollection. I guarantee I will sway you into buying this game. You know what's crazy? A lot of people in the cozy game niche on YouTube got sponsored for talking about another Code Recollection. You know why I wasn't sponsored? Not only because I hack all my consoles, but I give Nintendo the promo for free. Let's go. So they don't have to pay me. Guys, another Code Recollection. What do I think of the game? I think it's awesome. Now, before I even dive further into that, I just kind of like tease you on that. I'm going to talk about what is the game. So this game is, as you might have seen if you saw it get announced in the, was it the last? It was the last September Nintendo Direct from 2023. You might know that it is a remake of a DS and a Wii game called Trace Memory. The DS game is called Trace Memory, and the Wii game is called Another Code R. It's like two games in one, from what I heard. I watched the trailer today, and it said, remake of Trace Memory for the DS, and also the remake of the Wii version called Another Code R, are both in this one Switch game. Now, what's different about this in the remake, some remakes will just, HDify everything, and that's awesome. That is, what you would expect, right? But this game also has voice acting, which was not yet, or not, in the DS version, at least, of Trace Memory. Now, what do you do in the game? Essentially, you're playing as a 13-year-old girl named Ashley Mizuki Robbins. Okay? You are exploring. You're going from place to place, house to place, to house, to random location, to house, and you're looking for clues. You're trying to find your dad. And on the way, you're solving puzzles, you're interacting with new characters. I'm about 2 hours into the game, right? I don't know, if everyone's gonna love this. I'm not into these kinds of games. It's like you're playing in the third person view. Ashley's walking around. And it's a darker sort of game. I'm smiling ear to ear. Dude, I did not think I was going to like this game. I thought I would get into the freaking demo and into the game, and I would hate it. I love Another Code Recollection. From what I've played so far, it's an awesome game. The puzzles are pretty much like, there's a bridge, and the middle of the bridge has a gap, and you gotta, put wood over it. You gotta, find some wood, then rotate it and place it over the bridge so then, you can walk over. Or you're in an empty yard, and you're trying to open up a lock. You gotta find clues to open up the lock. It's things like that. And what's also cool about all the puzzles in the game is, if you're dumb like me, guys, I'm not good at solving game mysteries. I'm really not. I'm not trying to, self-degrade to make myself look awesome. No, I suck at puzzles, right? So what's awesome is if you can't figure it out, it'll pretty much tell you the answer. Let's say there's a certain 4-number combination code that I need, and I have no idea what it is. If you try to get enough hints, there's a hint button. If you click enough, it'll just tell you the answer. I love that. So if you're worried about it being difficult or being troublesome, it really won't be. You meet certain characters. I don't want to spoil anything. You're meeting characters. You're finding your dad. I've not beaten the game. This is my first impressions on the game. Let's dive into some other stuff. The rating for the game, not the score, but the rating on the box, at least in America, might be different elsewhere, is T for teen. I believe it's sure in Australia, unless that was like a mock-up cover art. I believe it's mature in Australia. It's teen in America and in probably the UK. Can we actually check that? Another code recollection. Peggy is who rates the games in Europe. Let's see. Yeah, so it's rated teen. I think that's yeah. That means teen. Rated teen and up, 13 and up. I feel like there might be some youngsters listening who aren't 13 and up. If you're one of those people who can play teen games, even if you're like 7, this is not like this shouldn't be a teen game. Like, I mean, it's definitely a darker story. It's darker. It can be sad at times from what I've played so far. Like, it's just a bit. It's not your it's not your Mario Wonder. It's your mystery game. It's like you're trying to achieve something. It's not your bubbly Mario Wonder and stuff. It can be a bit darker, but it's like emotional. Cops called emotional. Like no. It's seriously emotional a little bit, and it just makes you feel something. I've not like felt something from a game story in a while. Another Code Recollection does that for me. Now, what does the public think of this game? What are the press outlets like Nintendo Life and IGN rating this game? What are people rating this game? And what's my rating? So, on Metacritic, which is a site where they compile a bunch of people, like, all the press outlets reviewing this game and put it all into one big score. So, the average review score for Another Code Recollection is 72 out of 100. So, 7.2 out of 10. Do I agree? From what I've played, no. Is that good information to take in? Absolutely. That's kind of low. I mean, it's not low like 60. 60 would be bad. 72, it's lower than I thought it would be. I do see a lot of the time that when any like Mario or Zelda or like giant, Nintendo game releases, a lot of the media is they're a lot more generous. They're like, oh, there's a new Mario game, 85 out of 100. Like, they're just generous. So they might be a bit more harsh here because like it's not as big of a game. Some of them, definitely not all of them, but some of them, I definitely can notice this. 72 out of 100, I don't believe it is accurate for myself personally. I would rate the game not much different, but still like a little bit higher, Like, I would rate the game so far with 2 hours of gameplay. 2 hours, I would rate the game probably 83 out of 100. The only complaint is that the way that you're seeing the game most of the time, which is in third person, it's kind of weird. I don't love it. And I don't mind third person games. And guys, third person is like when you can see the person's back in the games. So like Splatoon is third person. Fortnite, third person. Like when you can see your character from a behind view, that's third person. The only thing weird about this game is that the third person view is nice, but she's on the left side of the screen. So it's like she's not centered up third person view. It's just kind of weird. She's like on the far left of the screen, and the controls are a tad bit wonky, like moving around can be a little bit weird. Aside from that though, the game story is enough to have me hooked. So I can't even complain. That's awesome. Should you buy Another Code Recollection? It's a full $60 game. So with that in mind, the original game is like 8 hours. Can we actually, guys, I did a lot of research, but there are some things that, come up that I want to search. If we search trace memory on howlongtobeat.com, it says 5 hours with the remake and the cutscenes and the voice acting. Call that like 7 hours. And then if we search Another Code R for the Wii, that says 17 and a half hours. So you're getting, on average, you're getting like a 24-hour game. You can play it for 1 day straight. I'm kidding. You're getting a 24-hour long game. That's value. I mean, there's some games that cost $60 and you can only play them for like 3 hours. Like, for example, WarioWare Move It was not 60, it was 50. But for that kind of money, that's literally Like, I promise you, that's a 2-hour game. 2-hour story mode, and that's it. You can play mini games forever, but that game has a 2-hour story mode. For $10 more, you can get a different game with a 24-hour story. I mean, what's the word? Albeit it's 2 different games, so it's like 2 games make up 24 hours. But it's like, why would you not? I think if you're at all interested, there is a demo. Play the demo. If I can have this segment of my podcast nudge you to go and play the demo, I'd be happy. Because I think it's a really good game. And this will not be for everyone. Another Code Recollection is not for everyone. But if you just want to try it, it's free. The demo on Nintendo eShop gets you about, an hour and a half of gameplay. There's no risk there. There's no risk. I would try it. But should you buy it, play the demo, and after that, you'll know. If you just want my honest answer, it's hard because it's not for everyone. I'd say yeah. I'd say buy it. I'd say buy it. Yeah. I'll say yes. Yeah. Buy another Code Recollection. However, don't take my word for that. Please play the demo because it's not gonna be for everyone. I can't say it enough. It is not for everyone. Play the demo and then decide. Just, yes or no question? Yes, buy it. That is it for the Another Code Recollection talk. I'm loving the game. I'm gonna beat the game. It'll probably be a while. I don't play games as often as you might think I do, so I'll have that beaten by like April. What's crackin'? You just made it to the end of a clip from my Mario Matter Nintendo podcast. If you want to see the full episode, click right here to watch that, or subscribe to the channel. Maybe even leave a like on this clip if you would love to. We would love it, and we would appreciate it. See you over there.